You mentioned Nico, and you'd been working with him since he's what, 13, 14?
Yeah, 13. He moved to Phoenix from Salt Lake City.
Okay. So what do you remember about him that's the same to this day, and what has changed about him as a player, as a person?
I mean, my first thought of him was like, damn, this kid doesn't move like your typical redhead. The same thing everybody thinks. You're just like, he's got swagger. He's got a lot of swagger. Like all the redhead kids that I knew growing up, I mean, they could still be talented, but like they were either, you know, a 6'8" big guy or a spot up shooter. I'm like, this kid moves different, but and he still does to this day. You know, he's a great kid, just a great person. If you were to take a lot of guys that kind of went through what he went through as far as the early age stardom, a lot of them are kind of too cool for school. You know what I mean? And they feel like they're above everybody else. And you know, that's not Nico. He's still humble. You know, that's a huge credit to, you know, the way he was raised, his parents. But yeah, he's going to impact millions and millions of lives. I mean, he's already the type of kid that'll, you know, people ask him for autographs and pictures all the time, and he's great with that. You know, he came into the gym the other day, and my training partner had, you know, his son was there, who's like, he's going on 5, maybe 6 now, and he was overshooting on the side hoop, and like Nico went straight over to him and said hi and was like showing him a few things, and you know, so he's that type of person, you know, just a leader, and you know, there's times where on the court, like, he could be a killer. You know, he's not a cupcake, but he also understands the importance of kind of giving back, helping others, and emotionally, he's like that.
How do you think you've grown as a trainer working with him over the years?
I've always had to bring it. You know, as his game has been evolving and growing, you know, going from middle school to high school, you know, Under Armour circuit, to him going to McDonald's, All-Americans, Hoop Summit, going and playing in Italy, going to U of A, and then now going to the NBA. You know, I can't ever be comfortable. You know, I feel like if he's growing, like, I have to grow with him. And, you know, I've had to, when he was transitioning into college, I had to learn more about the college game. And then, you know, even I knew that he was going to be a one and done. And so I started researching and learning more about the NBA game. So I'd be prepared when the time comes, and the time is now, where he's preparing for the draft, the pre-draft process. You know, so iron sharpens iron, man.
And how do you think the training has been different? You know, we're like refining his skills up to the draft, or that's what I think of anyway. You know, like, what has that process been like, different from, you know, your usual sessions with him?
Well, you know, as like I said earlier, we kind of started out with a more innovative style. Like I said, there's a lot of cones, tennis balls, you know, 2-ball stuff, that I think was very, very beneficial at the young age. But like, once he kind of graduated from that, then it started to become more about being stronger with your dribble, finishing stronger, footwork, posture, making shots consistently, not just making shots. And that's kind of where we are now. And it used to be where he'd go to an AU tournament on the weekend, and he'd come back and be like, man, like I didn't do that well on pick and roll, or I didn't shoot the 3-ball very well, or I made all my catch and shoot threes, but off the dribble, I just wasn't hitting. And so that week in training, we would hit heavily on those parts. And it was just that pattern for years and years. And, then he goes to U of A, and he didn't have the season that he wanted. I think he wanted to play better, but he realized that, hey, there's certain parts of my game that I really need to tighten up. And I saw the same thing, as did his father. And that's what we've been doing. We've been working on his shooting consistency. We've been working on his crafty finishes, but then also powerful finishes, taking contact. We've been watching a ton of film on damn near every single point guard in the NBA, and a ton of pick and roll. Right? It's you look at it analytically, any point guard in the NBA, and 40 to 50% of their play types are pick and roll. That's the offense. That's in every offense now for the most part. So it's just been 6-7 months. I think I looked yesterday, and we're on week 25, where normally the pre-draft process is 6 to 8 weeks. So, due to COVID, of course, it's been altered, but I'm anxious for this draft day to come. But I also know that all the work that he's putting in is going to pay off. He's going to be ready. And, every guy that does pre-draft, you want to do your best to prepare them on the court, off the court, and all that for the NBA. But there's nothing like actually showing up on the first day of training camp. And I can't simulate that. That's something that you just kind of have to experience. You could have players that have played in the NBA talk to him and tell him, hey, this is how it's going to be. This is what you should do, but it's not until you actually show up and experience it that you truly understand what it's going to take to get to the next level, and not just get to the next level, but stay there. That's the hardest part.